So, what is happiness? How can we define happiness in the most simple terms possible? I think the easiest way to describe it is to describe it using other emotions. For example, sadness. Happiness could be described as the absence of sadness, but that isn't exactly true. If you aren't sad, you could be mad, you could be frustrated, you could be excited, you could be all manner of things. It doesn't guarantee that you are happy. Just the same as when you lack happiness, it doesn't mean that you're sad. It could be boredom, it could be angst, it could be frustration, it could be anything. So sadness doesn't really work. So what is happiness then? How can we try to put a definition to it? Because when there's a definition to it, it seems like it should be much more achievable, much more attainable. For me, happiness isn't a lack of anything, but it also isn't provided by anything. Happiness is something manufactured by oneself. And because I choose to believe this, and because I choose to practice mindfulness as much as possible to try and understand my emotions, I know that happiness for me comes in many, many different forms. But the most simple and pure one that I've found is happiness and pride in one's work. The channel the channel name that I'm going under is Blacksmith Gaming. And it might be weird to hear, but I am actually a blacksmith. That's what I do for the most part as a pastime, as a hobby. It's gaming, blacksmithing, woodworking, whatever. But just the joy that I personally get when I complete a project, even if it's not one that I'm perfectly happy with, because there's never been anything I've made that I've felt is flawless, is perfect, is there's no part of it that I'm mad or upset about. But just the simple act of having an idea and pursuing it, working on it, and improving to the point that you can put out something that you don't hate. That to me is where I get the simplest form of happiness. But it's not the only form, right? Happiness can come in so many forms. And I think that it's important to explore our relationship with happiness and how we can not let it limit us, as in the pursuit of happiness can seem incredibly stressful a lot of the time because it's never a guarantee. It can feel like if I'm not happy that I need to change, that if you aren't happy something's wrong with you, when in reality nobody can be happy all the time. So I guess how we can describe happiness, how I'm going to describe happiness, is closer to the definition of contentedness, where there isn't anything preventing me from being happy. At that point, I can choose whether or not I am. Can we simplify that definition, though? People say money doesn't buy you happiness, and to some extent they're correct. But money does, it makes it easier to get rid of the things that prevent happiness. So I think happiness to me is not wanting more than I have and not hating when there's something taking away from what I do. To me, that is happiness because I am content. And that's all that I'm personally looking for in this world, is just to be content. And with every passing day, I hope to get closer. One of my personal mottos is today is better than yesterday, but worse than tomorrow. And that's how I want to live my life. Thanks for watching.